and I get a little boring or go on a little bit, as I am now, you can start glancing at your phone, doing the little slide shot, and if I keep going on, it'll be pretty soon the phones will come up. Everything is companion media. You don't watch television without something else in your lap. You don't, you text while you're watching movies. You know, you go to read a book on the iPad, but then you just check your mail on the iPad, and 40 minutes later you wake up and go, where was I? What was I doing? All I did was follow a link, right? I just came from like a conference in Dublin, and people had come from all over the country and all over Europe and all over the US to come to this conference, get this badge that costs a lot of money, to talk about technology. What were they all doing? They're all standing there like this, in line, waiting to get in somewhere. And it's like, your view has not changed from your house. You came here for an offline experience. You came here to meet these people, but you're answering your email instead. And so I feel like at a certain point, people are gonna start pushing back. And I don't mean it in an old Grampy Pants way, although there's some of that. I mean, I have my own problems with social media. I have hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter, and it's like, oh, I better tweet. People want me to tweet. People don't care if I tweet or not. It's just this reflex that you develop. I mean, I'm bad enough, so I was at work and they were trying to come up with a travel assignment. They said, you know what? We'll put you on a deserted island where you have no access to any devices whatsoever. And I was like, for how long? They said a week. I'm thinking, wow, that makes me a little bit twitchy. Am I gonna start like laying out pebbles on the beach in Twitter form so a helicopter flying overhead? Oh, there's a tweet, you know. Clap coconuts together, feel like I make it, you know. I made it just fine. The thing about that world is when you ignore it, it ignores you. It goes away. There's a game that people play in Silicon Valley and sometimes in New York where you have a bunch of nerds, tech nerds, and they all will put their phones, stack them on the table, stack them together. First one to pull the phone down has to pay the bill. I think that's a nice trend, right? As long as I'm not the one grabbing the phone. I do think that in general there's, people are beginning to realize that partly off of what's been going on with the Snowden revelations is all those crazies, all those wingnuts, all those people, conspiratorialists, were worried about this and that. They were right. Big government, big data. You think of, oh, that's so nice, Google's giving me all these products for free. There's a saying in the Valley, when what you're getting is free, you are the product. We're finding that out more and more, and I think people are having, I'm starting to have some moments, I'm like, watching what Facebook's doing. I've never been a big Facebook guy anyway, but thinking, you know, when they invite me to a news service, I said, do I really want these guys' hands up my skirt a little bit more? No, I don't. I really don't. I'm thinking a lot more. There's a book out by David Eggers, the great American contemporary author, called The Circle, and it's about all this nice rhetoric that you get. You know, oops, missing links, so sorry. The friendly sort of come-ons on the front of all these websites and stuff. What happens when that circle gets closed? You know what? It's not all that friendly. That we may have been given away more than we needed. Even the people who are at the forefront of technology are worried about the quality of information. I've heard it right out of Eric Schmidt's mouth, who runs Google. I've talked to Steve Jobs about this before he died. Tim Cook shares those concerns. They're worried about the quality of information and that if that they don't want the internet to be this big cesspool that spiders have to crawl across. They want it to have good information. They care about there being good business models to go with it, and they're not just saying that. Think about in the past 4 months, $500 million has come into Sirius News and Information. $250 million from Jeff Bezos at Amazon. He bought the Washington Post. And then Pierre Omidyar, the guy who invented eBay, is going to put $250 million into a site built around Glenn Greenwald. I think that's really exciting because if you think of what those guys are good at, which is to get you on their platform, learn what you like, serve up other things that you might like, that could come in handy in the Sirius News business. We could learn a few things about that. And to that issue of throwing a piece of paper into people's yards, Amazon knows a little something about delivering stuff, right?